Welcome back to another episode.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Oh my goodness, I missed all of y'all. I cannot stand. I love my cardio. I can't lie. I love my cardio, but I can't stand not going live. It just feels weird. It just feels weird. But we are back. Welcome back to another Yappisode. Like my son said, this is the Daily Yap. Obviously, I am your host, Jay. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot. Oh my gosh. Literally, I'm sitting here still listening to the preliminary trial. I'm still listening to it. And I couldn't even finish it. I literally was in the middle of the ballistics part. You know, these things go all day long. And obviously, we all have lives. So there's no way we can sit here and listen to something that's like 10 hours. But I tried. I almost made it through. I believe I got to like the 7-hour mark. But I was like, we got to go live and chop it up. So there will probably be things that we talk about today that or things that I don't know about yet. I stopped at the part again where they was at the ballistics showing the different, fragments and all of that. Very, very interesting things. But man, it was so much. Day 4 was huge. We got a testimony from Lance Twiggs himself, the ghost. And that went very, I don't even know what to say, eerie. He didn't seem like a real individual, like a real person. Not at all. Well, let me say this. I think it's what I expected, just because I always think like way too deep about stuff. So I immediately in my mind this whole time was like, once they say he went into protective custody and all this other stuff, I was like, okay, he's clearly a Fed, right? He's clearly a Fed. There's no way he's given immunity. He's getting protective custody. Nobody know where he is. He's tampering with evidence, but yeah, he doesn't get in trouble. All the other stuff. So I immediately was like, I'm not even buying the transferee thing with Tyler Robinson and them. I just don't see it. They haven't even proven anything about them actually being gay versus them just telling us that they're gay. So I was like, I don't know, bro. Then we saw that picture of him at the gas station looking all weird. I'm like, that dude is definitely a weirdo. I don't know if he's this. They show this picture of him in his little costume with ears. I'm like, that doesn't represent anything. Like, how do we know that he's a trans furry lover along with his other lover? I don't know, bro. But when he did that testimony, it was the weirdest thing ever. And that is what we will be playing at the top of the show, because I think that is probably something that has been lingering for a very long time, which is, who is Lance Twiggs? Does he talk? Is he real? And is he going to snitch on his boyfriend? So we're going to play at the top of the show. Obviously, a lot more things to cover, a lot. So please, whether you're putting the phone down, cleaning, getting ready to go to sleep, you're listening, got your popcorn, whatever it is, just please relax, because we got a lot to go over. Oh my gosh. I can't even really pinpoint or talk about all the talking points just because of how many things that we have missed. I am going to start off with day 4 of the preliminary hearing, but we'll be talking about some other stuff as well, such as Blake Neff. Like, these are huge things that I just can't miss. Blake Neff literally snitched on Andrew Kovac in that X space that I listened to. It's so hard to do a whole live on this because we need to cover this trial. This is very important stuff. But Blake Neff snitched on Andrew Kovac in the X space. I listened to it for the whole 2-3 hours, so y'all don't have to. And Blake Neff said that Andrew Kovac flew in from Phoenix. So hopefully we can get to that as well. If it kind of flows naturally throughout the show, we'll play it. But it's been so much stuff, bro. I just didn't have on my bingo card Ben Shapiro admitting that Charlie Kirk's team called his security team while they were in the car, while Charlie was I got to be careful. While Charlie was leaking on the way to the hospital, they called Ben Shapiro's team and was giving him updates. Charlie's op. That wasn't on my bingo card to hear that. Then on top of that, Blake Neff doing a live Q&A. I wasn't expecting that whatsoever. And Blake Neff did not fail to entertain. So before we get into all of this stuff, man, housekeeping stuff, man, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe button. We are on the road to 25K. I appreciate all the support along the way. I finally did something that y'all have been requesting, so I want to go through it really quick. I'm kind of brand new to stuff like this, so let me just bring it up real quick. Y'all have been so supportive, and y'all kept y'all was asking me how to support as far as we got Lil Yapper number 2 on the way. Not really about to be here, to be honest. He's about to be here in a couple of weeks, and there's been quite a few people asking how to support. So y'all held me to the fire, and I figured out how to do it. I'm tech savvy, but not when it comes to stuff like this. So I had to figure this out for the first time. All right, so I created, hopefully this is correct. I created this buy me a coffee thing that I just found out about, but apparently everybody said it is very helpful and useful and all that other stuff. So I created a page right here, buy me a coffee. The page itself is Jay the Yapper 1, similar to TikTok, similar to YouTube, exact same username. That is where you can go to support the little family expanding, the Yapper family expanding. Yapper number 2 is on the way. He will be here in a couple of weeks, really any week. So make sure you put your due dates out there as well on what y'all thinking, because it's time. It's time. They had a doctor's appointment today, and they was like, yeah, I mean, could be tomorrow, could be 2 more weeks. I just get ready. So I still got to pack my hospital bag, but we getting ready for it. But that is the buy me a coffee account that you guys helped me out with creating. So that is the username right there, JD Yapper 1. You can go there, support the fam bam, and then also somebody, I believe it was, I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I didn't see her name. Also, the registry. Somebody wanted to support the registry, and that was like super dope and thoughtful for the people that are thinking about that as well. So that is actually in the YouTube bio. If you go to the YouTube bio, go to the page, you click the links. I got the registry in the link. Mostly bought everything, but there's a little couple of things on there. So don't feel pressure at all. I just wanted to put it up there because people were asking how to support. That would be great. So I appreciate y'all so much. Now, without further ado, let's get into the meat and potatoes of everything that happened today, because everything that's been going on has been absolutely crazy. Well, welcome TikTok family. I forgot about y'all. I didn't forget about y'all, but y'all know I'm mainly tuning into the YouTube thing. I was banned for 3 days. That's why we haven't been live. I got suspended and banned for 3 days. And I haven't been able to go live. Tonight is the first night we back. I know what I got banned for. It was about talking about the election. You can finish what I'm thinking, right? You go vote, all that. We won't be talking about that tonight. And if I do, please stop me, because that is what gets me banned on TikTok when I talk about, things that happen in November every 4 years. So let's get right into it. We got day 4 of the preliminary hearing. It is not going good. I will be honest. It's not going good for the prosecution team and for Erica Kirk. And how we know that, which I'll end up playing as well, is that the prosecution, or the whoever's representing the Kirk family, went up there to argue with the judge, or at least plead their case that they need to release more evidence. It wasn't enough. Erica Kirk's attorney, family attorney, whatever it is, went up there and pled his case and said, we need to release more things so that the family can look at it, so the family can have it. And I'm like, whoa. I thought y'all saw everything. You said, Miss Ma'am, you said that you saw the whole thing. And now all of a sudden you're asking for more? Now all of a sudden you're saying you don't have enough? Somebody's lying. And I can tell you this right here. It's Erica, straight up. The problem is, where do we go from here? I mean, a lot of us already don't rock with her anyway, but This is a blatant lie right here for her to go on national TV back in December, which we'll end up playing. And she says, I saw everything. Now, those same people, which Candace, by the way, was right, because Candace said they didn't have anything. And it turns out they didn't have anything because they're up there pleading their case, asking the judge to share more information. So this is going to be very funny. Very funny. Very, very great thing we got lined up tonight. So let me get to Lance Twiggs. We finally brought out Lance Twiggs. We haven't seen this guy talk at all, but we finally got to hear him today and his testimony, because apparently this is really the only thing they have in this case is Lance Twiggs pretty much saying that Tyler Robinson did it. They don't have nothing else. So this is very important, and I think the entire case is going to heavily depend on this AI robot, whatever he is. So let me pull up his testimony so we can all chime in on what we think of this interesting individual. The Andrew's IG post. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about. Please don't forget anything that y'all know we need to talk about. Do not forget it, please. Username for Buy Me a Coffee is Jay the Yapper 1. Same as YouTube, same as X. No, YouTube might be different. Same as X, same as TikTok. I can't confirm with YouTube. All right, let me pull up Lance Twiggs, because this is going to be very, very interesting. All right, don't mind the op on the screen right now. Don't mind her at all. But she does put out some great videos for us to use, so don't mind her.
Is to use your statement here instead of your testimony at a preliminary hearing. Understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
here we go.
In order to do that, I need to place you under oath and also give you an admonition about false statements. Okay. First, you do solemnly swear or affirm that the evidence you shall give in this issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes.
I also need to notify you that you are notified that statements you are about to make may be presented to a magistrate or a judge in lieu of your sworn testimony at a preliminary examination. Any false statement you make and that you do not believe to be true may subject you to criminal punishment as a Class A misdemeanor. You understand that?
Yes.
It potentially could be used as for punishment as a higher offense.
I'm muted. Does he not look like fake to y'all? Look at this. He just don't look like a real person.
As obstruction of justice. In addition, I just want to make sure that our recording here is clear that you've also been given a federal agreement and a state agreement granting you immunity from prosecution for materials that you discuss now. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, remember, he said immunity. He wasn't specific, because lately they've been saying limited immunity or something like that. Just then he just said immunity. So I don't know which one it is, but he does have immunity granted in some capacity.
First, we're going to cover some of the things that you've already talked about, but to make it as part of this record.
It's crazy.
First, what's your name?
Full name with middle name, or just first and last?
First and last is fine.
Okay, my name is Lance Twiggs.
And do you know Tyler Robinson?
Buddy voice deep
Yes,
as hell.
I do. Well, yeah, I do.
And this is the same Tyler Robinson that's been charged with the shooting of Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
And would you say when you first met Tyler?
I think it was 2023. I've known him longer than that, though. That was, I think, the first time I met him in person.
Okay.
Buddy mouth barely moving when he talk. I know I got y'all. It's small on him. Let me go like this. I know y'all don't want to see majority me. Let me get out of the way.
And will you describe your relationship with Tyler when you first met him anyway?
When I first met him, I didn't know him super well. He was just a new roommate. So I knew he knew my friend group, and I knew he liked playing games, but that's about it when we first, when he first moved in.
Okay. Before we go on, I realized my mic was muted at the outset. Was yours on? Your microphone?
No,
Okay. I'm going to read.
So they moved in. They didn't really talk much. They played the game, but they definitely weren't dating or any type of weird fiddling going on. So that's interesting.
Repeat those admonitions just to make sure we got it recorded. Okay, so again, I placed you under oath. Just to make a record, I'm going to do it again. You do solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give in this issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
And again, I'm going to give you the false statement admonition.
Sorry, hold on. If they're saying that it's echoing, so
I think this one's mic is on.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, you're not on my mic.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so we should be good. All right.
I'm telling you, I don't think they gay either. I'm not buying it.
Is that mic on?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Sorry.
All right. Okay, sorry about that interruption. All right. So you said when you first met, you were roommates?
Yeah.
Okay. And then at some point, your relationship progressed to something more than just roommates. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
I think we started dating 2 or 3 months after he moved in.
Okay. And where did you live?
That's pretty fast. Now they went from playing video games. They just met, right? They went from playing video games as roommates to 2 months later fiddling. That's crazy. What happened? Did a game somehow like I don't even want to get into the details of that of what they're trying to sell us. That's kind of I don't know.
That time.
St. George, in an apartment complex.
And is that apartment the same place you lived when on September 10th?
Yes.
When you lived there with Tyler, were you in the same room? Did you live in the same room or different rooms?
No, separate rooms.
And at that time, let's say September of 2025, what were you doing with your life? Were you working, school?
I was working. I was doing like bathtub and shower repair and stuff in new construction.
Okay. How about Tyler?
I think he was both working. I think he was working for an electrician company then, and he was also in a trade school for being I don't know, higher like ranking electrician. I'm not sure how the trade system works for that.
So Buddy was a full-blown blue-collar worker, right? I'm talking about Tyler Robinson. Blue-collar worker. Seemed like he works hard, up in the morning, early in the morning. Electrician. I think that's what he said, something along them lines. And you telling me he coming home to Lance? Playing around? Like, what? It's just not fitting. Of course, sure, there's one-offs of like, DLs, because that's why you got the DLs, right? Folks on the down low. You don't expect them folks to be DL. That's why they DL. But I'm just not understanding this though. Like, this don't sound like DL behavior. You out working this manly job, but then you coming home, okay.
But yeah, I think he was both.
What was his typical work day like?
I think he'd leave around 7 generally and get back around 3 to 4, depending on like where the job was and how long it was for the day. And then on certain days of the week during school, like semesters, he would then later in the day, I think around 5 or 6, go to school. Okay. So yeah. Okay.
Let's jump to September 10th. Did he spend the night in the apartment the night of September 9th into September 10th?
Into September 10th. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Look, I'm nitpicking here. What is the most important day to this case? What is the most important day to this case? Why in the world is he talking about September 9th, September 10th? Are you serious right now? You don't know. Come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about? You clearly remember this day. It's nothing to think about.
You know when he left the apartment on September 10th?
I don't know an exact time. I just know he left early. I heard him leaving, and he just said he had a long drive to work that day, so he was leaving early.
Okay, so early. Any guess as to what when that was?
I don't know. I would have thought it was 5 a.m. because that's when like an early work day was for him, but it was probably more like 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna have him spit out his gum just to make sure that
I can do that.
you're on right in front of your laptop.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you.
Bro, Buddy looks so weird.
All right, so what time did you get up on September 10th?
Probably like 12 to 1 p.m.
You didn't have to work that day?
No.
And did you hear?
Look, I don't know about y'all, bro, but waking up at, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe he'd work a night shift or something. He said he woke up at 12 p.m., 1 p.m. I don't know, bro. Maybe my mind is all over the place because I got kids. That's just crazy. I can't, even when I didn't have kids, maybe like 10, 9, 10, 1.
Hear from Tyler? Did he call or text you before then?
No, he sent that message in the group chat I mentioned, but he didn't message me directly at all that day.
Okay. When did you first hear from him on September 10th?
It was at 11 o'clock with that like automated message.
Okay, 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was kind of weird, but some of the testimony was redacted. So we'll hear his voice still, but for some reason they won't show us what they've been showing us this whole time is him talking, but they have to redact. You know, it's all this weird, shady stuff, but you're going to still hear his voice. It's just a black screen.
Here, remember how I was, what about this? He asks you here, remember how I was engraving bullets? Was he engraving bullets before this?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when, but he had said he was planning to go hunting with his family. And he asked me for if we had a Dremel because he said he wanted to engrave messages on bullets. And I just told him where our Dremel was and told him to make sure he doesn't set off a bullet on accident in the house. But I didn't really think about it until then.
How long before September 10th was this that he asked about the Dremel?
I don't remember because he'd been talking about the hunting/camping trip for a couple months. But I don't remember when he was specifically asking to engrave the bullets. So
are we talking like a year before?
Oh no, not that long. It would have been I'd say at most a month before this was when he was asking.
Okay. This up, and you talked about the note that he left. I want to bring this up, and I should say that these text messages that we've been looking at here are Bates number 54. Okay, the notes have been titled 16.3 with a note, and this is Bates number 58. Do you recognize that on the screen there?
Yeah.
What do you recognize it as?
That was the note under his keyboard that he was referring to in the first text of that chain.
Okay, so where did you find this?
On his desk underneath his computer keyboard.
And I assume you read it.
Yeah.
And then what did you do with it after you read it?
I believe I just put it back down on the desk after I took a picture of it.
Okay. And again, the time you read it was probably around 11 o'clock or so on the 10th.
Yes.
The night of September 10th.
Mm-hmm.
When did you burn it?
And did you ever see that again after you placed it back on his desk?
No, I don't think I did.
And that was a desk in his bedroom?
Yes.
And that's a separate bedroom than your bedroom?
Yeah.
And now I want to go to what's been titled 16.2. And do you recognize this series of messages here?
Yeah, that was the server of like his friend that I was mentioning.
Okay. And this is your phone again?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you recognize it because the big crack up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a server. Is this Discord?
Yeah, this is Discord.
And who?
This is why I say like it. And somebody said it in the comments that they're relying on the public to just be, I can't say the R word, but just completely incompetent, and we're just dumb. And anytime that we suggest or say something that might make more sense in the court of law, we're hit with like, you don't think these professionals know what they're doing? Like, you're a regular person. And it's like, bro, let's stop the gaslighting. You do learn things from TV shows, okay? And you also have common sense. So, for example, this investigator or interrogator, whatever he is, he's doing these leading questions versus letting Lance just explain himself. So he's like, I'm assuming this is Discord, right? Why would you do that? No. What is this app? And let him do it. You know what I mean? That way you can see if he's going to lie or not. But when we try to bring stuff up like this, they're always like, you think y'all know better than the people who get paid to do it? There are good ones, there are bad ones. So, like, yes, I do think that sometimes my opinion is probably more valuable to the good lawyers or to the good investigators.
Who are members of this, or I don't want names, just generally, who are these people?
This is his friend group. They played D&D together every week.
Okay. And I just want to scroll through this to make sure that you get a chance to take a look at it. Or go to the next page.
Mm-hmm. Or yes.
So Tyler Icom, who's that?
That's Tyler Robinson.
And these other people are just others that are members of the server.
Yes.
Jug, Barnaby, Marina, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Leading question.
Yeah, like DM means Dungeon Master. So this is these are like, most of them are.
Don't say these other people, I assume. Who are these other people?
Names they're using in the game they're playing currently.
Got it. Yeah, it looks like the last text from Tyler looks like it's 8 p.m. And do you know what day this would have been? 8 p.m. on the 10th or the 11th?
I would think that would be the 11th. Because on, at least I think so, because I don't think on the 10th that he messaged anyone before me at like 11. So.
And he turned himself in on the 11th, right?
I thought so, yeah.
We're just going to go through this so that we have a record of the messages.
Oh my gosh. Snore. Come on. I realized that too. When I was watching the trial today, like I'd be working and I'm just be listening to it or have it playing on the iPad or something. Bro, them 10 hours, they just be on the clock stealing government money. Oh God. They could wrap all that up in half the time if they just sped it up. People didn't talk so slow. it seems like they gotta gather their notes on the spot. It just be like, bro, why is this 10 hours? Why? Y'all gotta get paid hourly. I'm familiar with your game because if you get paid hourly, now I understand why you drag it out.
Is that an accurate recording of that thread?
To my knowledge, yes.
And that was sent, looks like between September 10th and September 12th. Looks like the last day on this is September 12th. Screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so again, those messages cover from September 10th to the evening of September 11th. Now, September 11th, what time did you see Tyler on September 11th?
Yes.
When did you first see him on September 11th? So this is the day after the shooting.
Yeah, I saw him when I woke up. Like I said, he was up and around doing a lot of stuff around the house. And then I think I saw him after that message where I said I'll come home and say I'm doing laundry because I didn't want him going to my parents' house right then when he said there was probably cops outside. So
Why does he talk like that? He like that's not normal. I think I saw him like it's a robot. I don't. Oh my gosh, bro.
went back home and it was probably cops outside. So I went back home and it was just him there and I said bye to him and then he drove off. So I just went back to my parents' house.
Bro, the redacting stuff be pissing me off.
Was he pacing? Was he just sitting down, relaxing?
No, he was walking around a lot.
And that's within the home.
Mm-hmm.
And did he talk about what he had done?
Didn't go into detail. I just asked him in person if what he said was true the night before, and he said it was. I started crying a little bit and said he wishes he hadn't done it. And then kept going around and just do or something.
Keep in mind, out of all of these like little, kind of like implying that he was the one that did it that day at campus with Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson nor Lance Twiggs ever say like, I did this to Charlie Kirk. You can imply like when I think in the text message or the confession it says like I did it. I mean, but it's like did what? And the Fed sloppers, they don't like to hear that because I did it is enough. But in reality, it's like, bro, if this is a true conspiracy where this is a huge cover up, I did it, bro. That was, I don't know, maybe 50 to 100 rolls going on that day of everybody trying to pull this off. So him saying I did it doesn't really do anything. That doesn't mean he pulled the trigger. I think he's guilty of something. And I think he did do that, but it ain't that though. It ain't pulling the trigger. And that's what Lance Twiggs just said then. He's pacing because
Did he talk about
stuff, I think, to keep himself busy or distracted or something. Just doing stuff, I think, to keep him going around and done it.
Here we go.
I started crying a little bit and said he wishes he hadn't done it.
Starts crying a little bit and he wishes he hadn't done it. Done what? Done what? Did he say specifically what he did?
And then kept going around and just doing stuff, I think, to keep himself busy or distracted or something.
Okay. Did he talk about what he was going to do next?
Oh my gosh. All right, I try my best not to play this at 1.25, but I'm about to. I try to get like the regular speed for the full effect of how weird Lance Twiggs is. But I think 15 minutes in, I think we can all agree that is enough. So I'm about to put it at 1.25 to get through this. I don't know why Buddy talking so slow. I can't take it.
And then eventually he said that he would talk to his parents or turn himself over.
Okay. And when you left, was that how you left, understanding that he was going to turn himself in or go to his parents' house?
Yeah, and I didn't really want to be at our apartment while any of that was happening, regardless of what went down.
Bro, I know it said 1.25, but look at his mouth when I got it at 1.25. That mug barely moving.
I didn't really want to.
How you left, understanding that he was going to turn himself in or go to his parents' house?
Yeah, and I didn't really want to be at our apartment while any of that was happening, regardless of what went down.
Okay.
Y'all see that? His mouth barely moves. Like at all. It kind of glitches low key.
Okay.
And you can see the interrogator, his mouth moves. His mouth moves and it looks like he's saying words. Tyler Robinson Lance Twiggs' mouth does not move.
Before he came home, had you seen the press releases, any of the media on this?
I'd seen one Instagram link a friend of mine had sent in our group chat, but I hadn't really looked into it at all.
And had you seen the images that were released of the suspect?
I did the next day. I don't think I saw any on the 10th.
I'm going to show you a couple of those images.
It gotta be, because this is crazy. Look, they had, of course they had to put. I need to see him drink that water. He might break down, because that's not a real person.
On the FBI's website, you can see the URL there at the top. This is some.
Man, I couldn't even see him drink the water. Hold on, bro.
Press release. Okay, I'm on the FBI.
There you go.
Okay, I'm on the FBI's website.
He's small. I couldn't see what happened if he drank water. Can the robot drink water? I don't know. He's a small. They got him in the corner right now.
You can see the URL there at the top. This is some press release about this event. And here on the screen, you see these. Looks like there's 2 rows of 3 images.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize the person in these images?
I wouldn't say it with 100% certainty just because of camera quality, but that looks like him in terms of the shoes he's wearing, the sunglasses. I don't think I'd specifically seen him wearing that hat, but he was usually wearing a hat, and then jeans. So it definitely is special.
Of course. Bro, that's you cannot describe what you see in the picture and then say it must be Tyler Robinson because of that. He literally says, I can't 100% with certainty confirm that that's Tyler Robinson because of the camera quality, which is crazy because we have been saying the camera quality is terrible. But everybody's like, the Fed slopper is like, this is clear as day. It's clear as day. It's Tyler Robinson. It's clear as day. Here's Mr. Fiddler himself saying, I can't really tell if that's Tyler Robinson or not because of the camera quality. And nobody going to talk about that. Secondly, Lance Twiggs cannot say, yeah, I mean, the bottom 2 does look like Tyler Robinson because he does typically wear hats and he does typically wear black sunglasses and he does typically wear a black long sleeve and jeans. Oh, whoa, dude, what do you know? Bro, what are we talking about, bro? That's not.
Actually, the bottom,
this is
the
crazy.
Last 2, and I don't think I'd specifically seen him wearing that hat, but he was usually wearing a hat, and then jeans. So it definitely, especially the bottom, the last 2, definitely do look like him. Oh, they do look like Tyler Robinson.
But you know if it is him or not. You know, you've been bumping and grinding. You know him in and out. So I shouldn't hear at all. It looks like Tyler Robinson. No. You should know. You got firsthand experience, sir, ma'am, Luna, whatever you are. I think that's what they all of that. So what you should know exactly who this is. You should say that is 100% my man. He should be saying that. But for some reason, he's like, oh, it looks like him.
And you talked about that with your friends, right? This like him.
Yeah, his friends. Yeah, I don't know if I don't remember if I talked about it with any of my friends. And then since I didn't have my phone after that for a while, and I still am not using social media, I don't know on my friends' end.
Okay. All right, I want to back up a little bit now. We've talked about September 10th, but let me get a little bit of context here. So, did you game with Tyler?
Yeah.
What kind of games?
Exactly.
We played some just kind of party games together, like anything that would be multiplayer with a group of friends. There was one game he really liked called Sea of Thieves, where you play as like a pirate, and you can fight against people, but most of it's just like fishing, fighting sharks, skeletons, kind of stuff. We played some co-op games where it's like you both have to work together to win in whatever way. Way back when I was just out of high school, when I first knew him online, we played some like shooting games together, but I didn't know him very well, so that was just when we had like a whole friend group on to play, and he was someone that my friends invited.
Okay. Did you and he ever talk about politics?
He did more than me. I don't really keep up with politics very much. He'd usually talk about stuff he heard on the radio on his drive to work in like their work car, since it sounds like their whole crew went in the same car most of the time. But I wouldn't say super consistently, because it wasn't a topic I really contributed much on.
What about Charlie Kirk? Did you ever talk about Charlie Kirk?
I personally had never heard him talk about Charlie Kirk before specifically.
Oh! Have you ever heard Tyler Robinson talk about Charlie Kirk before? No, never. I've never heard him talk about Charlie Kirk. Wow. That is very damaging to a case that they're trying to make him look like a cold-blooded, one of them, assassin, I guess, if I'm trying to use a filtered word for TikTok. That's crazy, because I thought he woke up with Charlie Kirk on his mind, right? In the note that he sent, that he left for Lance, that that the courtroom accidentally shared to the world when they weren't supposed to. He literally said, I had a chance to take a shot at Charlie Kirk, and I could not miss it, or I couldn't pass up on it. I had an opportunity, whatever. He said, I couldn't pass up on it. He never talked about Charlie Kirk to Lance Twiggs whatsoever. At all. Never heard. Lance Twiggs the same. Nope, I've never heard him talk about Charlie Kirk. That's crazy.
Okay. How about political issues? So did you ever talk about gender identity issues and LGBTQ rights?
No, not really.
So he didn't talk about Charlie Kirk. And he also never talked about transgender LGBTQ rights and all that other stuff that they've been trying to tell us that Tyler Robinson was just so fed up on with Charlie Kirk. Even though Charlie Kirk is surrounded by gay people, right? And again, you know what I mean? Do you? But Charlie Kirk is surrounded by gay people. He hires a whole bunch of them. And even the former employees that are speaking out, like they're saying it themselves. So this is not me at all, like making fun of anybody. They're gay. And they even say it like, nah, bro, Tyler Boyer and all them, they all DL, and they know what they be doing, hiring all of them around. You know what I mean? So Tyler Robinson is saying they want us to believe that Tyler Robinson was just fed up with Charlie Kirk's hate that he was spewing for gay people, even though I personally have never seen that before. They want us to believe Tyler Robinson was so upset with Charlie Kirk's hate speech. That's why he had to take him out. And now you're hearing Lance Twiggs say he never even talked about Tyler Robinson. I mean, he never even talked about Charlie Kirk. He never even talked about the transgender LGBTQ things, the talking points, and all. He never talked about that at all. That is so crazy.
Usually if he did talk, no, not really. Usually if he did talk about politics stuff, it was relating to Trump or current policies being issued or voted on, I think. But yeah.
He talked about Trump more than Charlie Kirk. And even with that, it wasn't even specific. It was just about policies. We don't know what those policies could be. It could be foreign policy. Who knows? Tyler Robinson could be very anti-greatest ally, our greatest ally. Who knows? He just said Trump and policy. I just know one thing. That's not about Charlie Kirk, and it's also not about Charlie Kirk spewing hate for the gay community. That's crazy. And remember, this is what they're banking on to send Tyler Robinson to the deathbed and put a needle in his arm. This is what they're banking on. Lance Twiggs' testimony and Lance Twiggs flipping on his boyfriend and pretty much snitching on him and telling the whole world that he did it. I got all of this proof in the world. This is what they're banking on. This is the best piece of evidence on the mountain of evidence that we haven't seen yet. This is the best one. And this is what it is. Him saying he never talked about Tyler Robinson. And I keep saying that. He never talked about Charlie Kirk. And he never talked about anything with the LGBTQ and transgender. He never talked about any of that. If anything with politics, he just talked about Trump and his policies. That's crazy. And then you got Erica wanting to kill this man and sentence him to death when they can't even prove anything.
Okay, so before that, you have been
for a short time, yes.
Okay. Yeah, and I understand you're going by Luna at some point.
To some people, yeah, but not as an overall thing.
This was today.
Okay.
I think she left yesterday. I can't remember if I seen anything about her leaving early today.
Okay. I think that's all the questions I have for this portion. Let me check and see if I've missed anything. Okay.
It was in our our apartment. We had a section where we kept all our random tools for household stuff in our lower basement level pantry. So yeah.
Okay. And did you give that to him or tell him where it was?
I just told him where it was. Yeah.
That's not enough. I'm sorry. That's I think it's wrapping up. I don't want to hear Megyn Kelly talk at all. But that's not enough. That's not enough to definitively say Tyler Robinson did it. Here's a testimony from his lover, and we should sentence him to death. It's not enough. Buddy literally said he never spoke about Tyler Robinson. Why do I keep saying that? Buddy just said he never spoke about Charlie Kirk. Never spoke about Charlie Kirk. Never said anything about Charlie Kirk's hate speech for gay people. Never said any of that. But that's what they continue to tell us. He was so fed up with Charlie Kirk's hate speech that he had to take him out. And in the confession note that I'm going to see if I can pull up, he says, I had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I took it. Or I couldn't pass up on it or something like that. Now, all of a sudden, he know who Charlie Kirk is. Let's see. There's also some text messages. Yeah, there's some text messages that we're going to go through. And then it's this note, this confession note that was not supposed to be shared with the world. And the judge was pissed. All right, so here's a little bit of it right here. Let me try to save it so that way I can blow it up even more for y'all. Because then I just try to screen share it. It's not enough. All right. All right, so here is the confession note that the court was not supposed to share to the public, but it was shared and the judge was not happy. You can see, let me pull it up myself too so I can read it. My eyes is already terrible, and the fact that it's looking like that is even more crazy. All right, if you are reading this, first he says Luna. And Lance Twiggs said he was only called Luna on the weekends. Well, specifically, he said only a couple of people or something refer to him as Luna. So I'm going to just say throughout the week he was Lance, but maybe at nighttime he was Luna. Or maybe on the weekends he was Luna. I don't know. Buddy weird. But he said, Tyler Robinson said, allegedly Tyler Robinson, he says, Luna, if you are reading this, what the heck? If you are reading this, dot my text. If you are reading this, I don't know, bro. I'm not finna try. I can't. This is terrible. If you are reading this, something my text, then I am so sorry. I left the house this morning on a mission and set an auto text. I am likely DEAD or facing a lengthy prison sentence. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I took it. I don't know if I will / have succeeded, but I had hoped to make it home to you. I wish we could have lived in, and that's about it. Oh, per my text? Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. So that is the closest thing we have to him saying that he did something to Charlie, and that's I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I took it. Which again, Lance Twiggs just said he never even spoke about Charlie Kirk. And then also, I saw something on X that this handwriting, I don't really feel like pulling it up right now because I don't want to waste too much time looking for it. But this handwriting kind of looks like Lance Twiggs. They pulled up something that Lance Twiggs wrote. I forgot what it was called, but it looks similar to Lance Twiggs' handwriting. But this is the confession that allegedly Tyler Robinson wanted to take to the grave, but decided to tell Lance Twiggs absolutely everything instead of just making it home and telling them face to face. Then we have text messages that were released that share the conversation between Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson. So let me save these messages right quick, and then I will pull them up. Okay. Let me say I got 2 more to save, and then I'll pull up these text messages, which will compared to the ones that we already know of, that it's going to be similar. The ones that just look weird in the court documents and stuff like that, of the whole my love and all of that, it's going to be similar to that. So nothing really crazy different. We do get some timestamps because it is in an iMessage format, but it's not going to be like crazy information that you're going to learn from this. So let me pull this up really quick. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, here is the first text that we have. Here, I can pull it up another way. That way it can be, I can blow it up even more. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. I took it from Andrew Covet's X. Of course, Andrew Covet's X is not good enough screenshots, man. Who am I to rely on Andrew Covet for anything? All right, here we go. Not thanks. Trigger Smart got me. Trigger Smart got me. Here goes some text messages. Okay. All right. Here we go. Still a whole bunch though, so forgive me. All right, here is the first one. All right, now we talking. Here's the first one. I believe this Wednesday one right here is September 10th, because I don't know about y'all, but I'll never forget that it was on a Wednesday. So this Wednesday one right here is September 10th. But you can see, you know, they were showing the messages right here. You can see Tyler up here. But he says he woke up early September 10th. Tyler Robinson did. This is Lance Twiggs' phone. So Tyler Robinson's on this side. Lance Twiggs is on this side. It's on YouTube. And Lance Twiggs, Tyler Robinson wakes up early, 4 a.m., goes somewhere. Lance Twiggs doesn't know. Lance Twiggs wakes up at 1 p.m., hasn't heard from Tyler Robinson at all. The first thing he gets is an I love you, moi, moi, at 4:33 p.m. on 9/10. So, hold on. What? Are these the same Wednesdays? No. This is a different Wednesday. It has to be. This has to be a different Wednesday. So I think this, even though this could be the same day, but Lance Twiggs said in his confession that he didn't get a text until 11 p.m. So let's start right here. This is September 10th. This is the last Wednesday, I guess. They didn't text for a week. So at 11 p.m., he gets the first text, and he says this is an auto text. Man, I don't know. I might have to actually consider that, because I don't think this is a week apart. There's no way that they waited a week to talk to each other and send any type of text message. So I feel like this is also September 10th right here. Let's just pretend that it is. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of people today to confirm or deny this, but let's just go with it. Wednesday, September 10th at 4:30. He said he woke up around 1 p.m. Tyler Robinson was gone since 4 a.m. He doesn't know where he is at the moment. Tyler Robinson says, I love you, moi, moi. At 4:30, he hasn't seen his boyfriend since 4 a.m. And at 4:30, he says, I love you more, moi, moi, moi. I'm not going to lie. I'd probably be like, where are you? Like, I haven't seen you since 4 a.m. I didn't even see you. You haven't even said anything to me at all. It's not even about seeing you. I just haven't heard from you. And it's 4:30 in the afternoon. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe they called each other or something. But apparently Lance Twiggs is not really that worried. He just says, I love you more, moi, moi, moi. And he lets it go. Tyler Robinson doesn't respond. And then also, this is after 4:30. I mean, yeah, that's after the Big Bang. So I don't know, bro. Lance Twiggs says at 11 p.m., this is the one at 11 p.m. that he says on auto text, apparently, drop what you are doing and look under my keyboard. Lance Twiggs says that this was an auto text. Lance Twiggs says, what? You're joking, right? How would Lance Twiggs know exactly what he's talking about? That doesn't really make any sense. What? You're joking, right? I mean, I don't know what the timestamps are for these two messages from Lance Twiggs, but like maybe they were 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes apart, and Lance Twiggs was able to like figure out what happened. But drop what you're doing, look under my keyboard. I automatically wouldn't assume that you kill somebody. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that I can go through on a list where you wake up at 4 a.m., you go to work. I haven't seen you all day. You text me at 4:30 saying, I love you, moi, moi. I text you, I love you, moi, moi, moi. And then that's it. And then at 11 p.m., I still haven't seen you. Lance Twiggs clearly isn't concerned about where his moi, moi, moi boyfriend is, because it's 11 p.m. and Tyler Robinson is the first one to text back. And that's on auto text. Lance Twiggs has no concern for where his boyfriend is. But the first text you get, you said, what? You're joking, right? And then Tyler Robinson says, F-U-C-K, I tried to delete that. What? You tried to delete? I don't know, bro. So that's the first text. That's the first text. Hopefully we don't have to break down each one of these, but I think it's important because what are we looking at right now? That just doesn't really make any sense to me. Let me pull up the second one. All right, here is the second one. There we go. All right, here is the second screenshot. We don't get any timestamps for this. And I mean, just our beautiful government, right? Instead of just taking the entire phone and just downloading all of this stuff, we're taking a picture of the phone. All right. Tyler Robinson says, I'm still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I got to grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this a secret until I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. You didn't have to involve him. You didn't have to tell him any of this stuff. You could have just waited until you saw him in person to tell him. But okay, whatever. We've seen these before. Lance Twiggs says, you weren't the one who did it, right? Tyler says, I am. I'm sorry. But again, did what? I thought they caught the person. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, which I don't know why he had to drop because it wasn't even like he was being chased. Why would you drop it, leave, and try to come back and grab it? I mean, we already know the fast slot part. It just blows my mind on how they really think we're stupid. It's quiet. Or I had planned to grab my rifle shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Let me see if there's any more text messages that we haven't seen yet. I just wanted to show y'all that we did get an iMessage screenshot versus those court documents that seem very fake. But you know, this is what we have. Let's see. Why did I do it? Lance Twiggs said, yeah. Tyler said, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. We saw this already in the court documents, but again, according to Lance Twiggs, Tyler Robinson wasn't even thinking about Charlie Kirk. Now, all of a sudden in these text messages, he's saying, I've had enough. Enough is enough with this Charlie Kirk boy. Lance Twiggs says, or Tyler Robinson says, if I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything in the news about him finding it. I will update you by midnight. We saw that already. We read that already. Lance Twiggs says, all right, stay safe. How long have you been planning this? I know it's not on the screen. By the way, it's on purpose. I just don't feel like pulling this up because we've already really read all of these before. How long have you been planning this? A little bit over a week, I believe. You know exactly how long. You've been watching him engrave bullets, Mr. Fiddler. You shouldn't be shocked at all. You've been watching it happen. You didn't think, what are you doing? That's strange. And he literally said that he was concerned about Tyler Robinson using whatever tool he was using to engrave the bullet. And he said that I was concerned that he was going to set off the bullet. So in that very moment, were you not concerned? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? If I'm afraid that the bullet is going to get set off in my home? What are we talking about, bro? This is like common sense stuff. A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. You left it, dummy. It's your fault. Let's see. Is that it? I'll act like I have it for a year or 3 and then act confused when he asks for it. Oh, Tyler Robinson's talking about his grandpa's gun. Lance Twiggs says, do you need it for hunting? Tyler Robinson says, no, my dad wanted to use a higher caliber for the rifle. Judging by today, I'd say grandpa's gun does just fine. And that's probably the closest thing they have to a confession, but it still doesn't confess to the crime itself, though. It's a heavy implication, though. Like, he's implying a lot. The scope, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's enough. We've seen these text messages, but basically they came in iMessage format, and that was our first time seeing it that way. So that was interesting information. And then, man, I told y'all we got a lot to talk about tonight. I told y'all. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Now, I might leave the Fed slopper shit for a little bit, because y'all know me. I always got to do like a little reverse psychology. Maybe not reverse psychology, but I got to hear Brandon Tatum come out the courtroom and then give us a recap. I love doing that because I love to just sit back and be like, what was you sitting in there listening to? Because that just, what you just said is not what happened today. Courtney, thank you for supporting the channel. Sending love and support to you and your family from Joplin, Missouri. Oh, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I don't think I have a Joplin. Me and Angela will get on that. Angela, thank you for supporting the channel. Enjoy the channel. Jay and the Yappa community, I appreciate you letting me be a part of it. Keep going forward. I appreciate y'all for supporting. Y'all have been, man, it has been so beautiful and such a great journey to be a part of and on, because it is not stopping. And it's just been great, man. It's just been great. I tell y'all every time with like the most humble way possible, with gratitude, because I remember, bro. I remember back in March when we went live just like this. It's crazy because I've been doing TikTok and all the other stuff for a while, but I was like, bro, I don't want to go live on YouTube. I haven't done that ever. And I was like, bro, you got to start somewhere. It might be one person listening. It might be 0. And it has been before, but it's crazy. I do appreciate y'all for supporting. So we got the mountain of evidence, right? That has not been provided yet. Again, this is a preliminary hearing. So what they've been telling us is that we need to just relax. The court system the prosecution team is obviously not going to show their whole hand, because everybody loves to say that everybody's playing chess. So the prosecution is not going to show everything. They're not going to reveal everything. They just need enough probable cause to make this case go forward into a real trial. So they're only going to show a little bit here and there just to show like, hey, we have enough to argue in court and convict this guy. And it's funny because I understand how preliminary hearings work. So I'm like, yeah, sure. But even what you're showing is very questionable. And then at that point, it's up to the judge to be like, I mean, that's not really that great. It's not really that compelling. But sure, let's argue it in court. I did not have on my bingo card Erica's team going to the front of the class arguing that they want more evidence released because they don't have enough. They want more evidence. So let's take a listen to Erica Kirk's representative, whoever this is. And let's listen to him beg the judge to release more evidence, even though she told us that she saw it all. And they, as in the Fed sloppers, the widow warriors, the Shalami soldiers, all of them told us that it's a preliminary hearing, bro. Just chill. They're not going to show everything. Why do y'all think y'all know so much about the court system? Just relax. They're not going to show it all. Wait for trial. Okay, so let's listen to Erica Kirk's representative. Let's hear him speak about what they're looking for in this preliminary hearing.
The Kirk family's waited 10 months for this hearing. And they have a right to be here, and they have a right to hear the evidence. They have a right to see and feel what's going on in this courtroom, just like, and they want to understand, Judge, what you were viewing. They want to see the evidence. This has not been easy, as you can imagine. And I think the family deserves to see the evidence that's been gathered in this investigation. They deserve to know what happened to Charlie. So we urge the court to please, again, display the evidence here in the courtroom.
Do you believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband?
Yes, I do. I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our case pulled together. I've been in constant contact with our lawyers, the prosecuting team. I've seen it all.
I've seen it all. Is that what you said, Erica? Is that what you? There's no way you said that, right? Let me just slow it down some.
Prosecuting team. I've seen it all.
Oh, okay. So what are you requesting then? What more do you want? I thought you said you've seen it all. You told everybody that in December on national TV that everybody should believe you, because that's what it was. It was a manipulation tactic. They were trying to scare everybody as if she's seen more than us. So she tried to, I seen it all. I'm telling y'all, y'all got all this wrong. And it was like this little play to get the public on her side, to make it seem like she has saw things that we just haven't seen yet. And I'm sure some people out there was like, shoot, well, I mean, if she saw some stuff that we ain't seen yet, then maybe we should take it serious. But no, a lot of us was like, BS, I'm not going for it. Then obviously Candace got involved, and Candace said that when her and Erica met, they said they had nothing. Seems like Candace was right. Again. And it's funny because now you got Erica and her team and her representative, whatever, going on here talking about we need to see more. We've been waiting for 10 months. We have too. But y'all told us for 10 months that y'all have the mountain of evidence. So who's lying here? This is, and I'm not even going to get too worked up about this because it's just laughable at this point. But how is that not like Erica and all of TPUSA should be burning up in flames about this person going to the front of the class asking for more evidence? They should be burning up in flames because they told the whole world they had a mountain of evidence that proves Tyler Robinson's guilt. And what that just showed is that they don't have enough to satisfy the public, to get the public on their side. They don't have enough. So they're requesting more because what they showed was not compelling enough. And I think that's crazy because that just proves that they've been lying this entire time. This entire time. That's and after looking at day 4, which I believe we got a couple more things to look at. After looking at day 4 or listening to day 4 of this preliminary hearing, Erica and TPUSA, Andrew Colvett, all of them, and Brandon, they're TPUSA too. Shoot, everybody TPUSA, all the Fed sloppers, bro. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all got this boy on trial with his life on the line. Y'all want to, hopefully TikTok, I don't know, we'll see. Y'all want to kill him. Y'all want to take him out. And you ain't even got enough evidence to do so. And you're still pushing for that to happen. That's the craziest part about it. Them folks talking about, man, I feel so bad. Megyn Kelly, she said it the other day, we played it on the last Yappisode. I feel so bad for Erica. I feel so bad for her. Tyler Robinson, I hope you're not able to sleep at night, blah, 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 all this other fear, trying to, all that. And I'm like, what? I'm not worried about, I fear for Tyler Robinson's life, probably because Erica is trying to eliminate him off the earth. and they don't even have enough evidence to prove that he did it. I feel bad for his parents. They got to sit in the same courtroom as them evil people that's trying to take their boy off this earth, and they can't even prove that he did the crime. Y'all told us that it was a mountain of evidence that was on the way. Still ain't got it. And they going to say, well, wait to the trial. Wait to the trial. Well, okay. Well, tell Erica that. Because Erica, the one that went to the front of the courtroom, her representative, and said, we need more. Give us more evidence. So it seems like to me, TVUSA is backing themselves into a corner, and it's not going their way. It's not going well whatsoever. I don't know who to. I mean, really, that's just the side of truth. But I'm also glad that the judge does seem like fair. He does. It doesn't seem like he's like, corrupt, I guess you can say, or in on it. But he's not going for it. He's not going for it at all. Now, oh yeah, that was actually very important too. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I am not a ballistics person whatsoever. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know the ins and outs. I guess there's no point in even showing it either because none of us are. But basically, they show the rounds that Tyler Robinson allegedly used with Charlie Kirk. And the rounds are also brand new, like 30-06 bullets that you can just buy from a store. That also dismantles the Fed slop of, oh, well, it was a frangible round. And maybe it was his grandpa's old rifle. So maybe it was old bullets. That's why I was able to get stuck in Charlie's neck and, fragment and all this other stuff. No. What we learned today also is that the bullets were regular 30-06 bullets, meaning they are made to destroy a cow neck, moose neck, elk neck, especially obliterate a human neck. So now the Fed sloppers, Gary, Brandon Tatum, all of them, they can't even say nothing now about the 30-06 bullet because first they used to say that it was a frangible round. It could have been old. It could have this, could have that. No. They showed the pictures today of the bullets, and it was a typical, regular, brand new 30-06 bullet that you could buy from the store today. And it wasn't frangible. It wasn't old. So that doesn't help their case either. So I don't really know what mountain of evidence they have, but I guarantee you we're about to listen to Officer Tatum right now to hear the Fed slop. Let's hear this invisible mountain of evidence that somehow we're still climbing up because Officer Tatum comes out of the courtroom with a complete different perspective than all of us. So let's see what Officer Tatum has to say about how today went, because I'm sure he's gonna say today it went so well. And Lance Twiggs 100% snitched on Tyler Robinson and just completely outed him and literally said verbatim that Tyler Robinson did it to Charlie Kirk. He's gonna say some BS, bro. I can just prepare yourself for raised bait.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, I want to touch base. I don't know if my reception is good. We just left the courtroom. I just left the green room with Erica and the whole team. And, I can give you guys a little behind the scenes glimpse of, how everybody's feeling. And I think the spirits are higher because I think the evidence today was damning. I think that we dispelled almost every conspiracy theory that's out there. They talked about the round that was shot today, which I think dispelled a lot of myths about, was it a 30-06 or not? And so it was a really good day for justice for Charlie Kirk. And it was.
Oh my gosh. I'm not even going to sit here and break down everything because I know it's just straight BS.
Insufferable listening to the defense attorneys. They're completely annoying half of the time. But I think that we're closer to justice. Now, some of you guys probably didn't hear the ruling. They're going to have to make a decision on September the 1st. But I can put my life on it that probable cause was established, and there's no chance whatsoever that he's not going to be, going to trial unless he he make a plea deal and plead guilty.
And I think that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna plead guilty, or it's gonna go to trial. I don't really think anybody's arguing that. I mean, I think they always take like the smallest conspiracy theories or whatever, and they try to like debunk those. But I'm like, bro, everybody knows that what they showed today and what they showed for the last 4 days was some BS. But due to us living in this country and how we know how things go, it's probably enough to go to trial. So I don't doubt that whatsoever.
So I just want to touch base with you.
That should honestly show everybody how sad our judicial system is. The fact that what we saw in the last 4 days is going to be enough to try somebody for the death penalty. That's the more reality check situation going on versus whatever Brandon Tatum talking about.
Guys, I'm going to do a Q&A here as soon as I get to the studio. We should be probably in another 30 minutes or so. And for those of you who want to ask me any questions, I'm going to open up for Q&A for about 20, 30 minutes. And you can ask me anything about the trial or any other questions you want to ask me. Just stay tuned. Ask me those questions. I'll answer as many as possible. I'm sorry I'm not doing a full show. I've been going 20 all day long every day. So I promise next week it'll be back to normal. But in about 30 minutes, I'm going to get back on live, do a Q&A for you.
So again, fast lop. And but yeah, it's he's gonna plead guilty. I don't even think he's gonna go to trial just because like it's not enough, bro. It's not enough to convict the man to death. And that's what they want. So like, I don't know, maybe I don't know. Either way, he's gonna go to trial or he's gonna plead guilty or he's not gonna make it to trial. You know what I mean? So we already know that that's gonna happen. But again, the sad part is how trash the evidence was in the last 4 days, and somehow that's going to be enough to take somebody to trial. That's sad. And Brandon Tatum and all these other fast loppers and BS tellers just continue to push for our judicial system to be absolutely terrible, and they do not speak for the people whatsoever. Let me see if there was something else. Let me see. They did show a picture of the burnt note. It wasn't really nothing crazy, but there was a witness on the stand that talked about the burnt note a little bit. So Lance Twiggs didn't talk about the burnt note, but they talked about it in court with a witness. Wasn't nothing crazy, but apparently somehow he, again, took a picture of it, decided to burn it. I don't know, stupid. Yes, they did show the frangible or the fragments from the autopsy as well. And I'm just not going for it, bro. That 30-06, if you see how big of a bullet that is, bro, it's not breaking up to them little tiny pieces. 4 little pieces that they had on the picture that came out of Charlie. It's just not happening. I can't play the video right now because it probably will get like the page flagged or banned. But everybody go watch this video right here if you haven't seen it already. Everybody go watch this video right here. I believe Candace has reposted it if you want to run the Candace page when you get done with this, whatever. But I think it's like Valhalla and Jesse on Fire. They literally do a 30-06 test with the exact round that was released today in the courtroom, right? So they did this a long time ago, and everybody was like, oh, the rounds could be different. It could be a frangible, could be an old, whatever. So the rounds that came out today in the courtroom, in the evidence, was literally the same rounds that was fired in this video. And if you go watch this video, it blows through absolutely everything. Cement blocks, cow thigh. It's just crazy. It just blows through absolutely everything. So it's again, the evidence that they showed today is just not, it's just not a mountain. It's not a mountain. It's not a mountain. I'm just not going for it. Let me see if there's anything else from day 4 before I move on to some quick things that happen as well. Let me get another op so I can hear a different perspective really quick. Megyn Kelly, look no further. If you ever need an op, Megyn Kelly's your girl. So let me see. Megyn Kelly breaks down the major revelations from Lance Twiggs. Megyn Kelly, new Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson text read in court. What's really behind Tyler Robinson hearing? Oh, no, I'm not watching that whole thing. All right, let's see. Could Lance Twiggs be charged as a co-conspirator? All right, let me play this one from Megyn Kelly. This is talking about the major revelations from Lance Twiggs. So let's see what Megyn Kelly got to say right quick. I told you I got to hear everybody's fast slop just to hear their perspective. Because it's dumb half the time, most of the time. Let's hear what Megyn Kelly had to say.
My God. Tyler Robinson went back home. He returned to his apartment with Lance Twiggs the day after the murder. And they walked around together on 9/11 during the day and talked about what he'd done. Moreover, we'll get to all of this, but moreover, we heard far more about their text exchange than has been made public. The text exchange we know about because law enforcement identified it in their what's called the criminal information, the thing that brings charges. And we had been reading from that. We've read from it extensively on the show this week. This is the first we've heard some of the additional lines that were eliminated by ellipses in the criminal information. And they were interesting. They were telling in some instances, but we're getting a much more full picture of the exchange that they had, like States Exhibit 16.1, Wednesday at 11 p.m. When what happened was Tyler Robinson had a preset text, like an automated text that showed up. Now, but we know what it is, tossed back to the courtroom, that Tyler Robinson left for Lance Twiggs underneath Tyler Robinson's keyboard in his bedroom. Message to, they found that, and then to, and he reads, and then they were off to the races with the efforts to cover it up by delete this exchange. A day texts went home to Megyn M.E. crew.
I'm trying to hear her fast slop, man. I'm trying to hear her fast slop. Every chance I get of trying to expose Megyn Kelly for being a fence sitter, I want to take it. Because she is somebody that tries to deceive a lot of y'all. Well, not hopefully the members of the community, but a lot of people she tries to deceive by playing both sides and making it seem like she's, for the people when she is not. She's not. She has been one person that has always said that Tyler Robinson, or multiple people, but she has always been on the side of Tyler Robinson. 100% did it. Her words, 100% did it. He did that to Charlie Kirk. He's going to be found guilty. The evidence is overwhelming. She has said those things. So when y'all see her cover this case, please keep in mind on whose side she's on. So if you ever see her start coming out, starting to ask a little questions, oh, that don't make sense. This don't make sense. No. Before you said it was 100%, you was 100% sure Tyler Robinson did it. So what then made you 100% sure? You literally have no right to question anything. You don't have any right to ask a single question because before you said you was 100% sure. So I don't even want to see 1%. But she is, oh my gosh. It's just ridiculous. Megyn Kelly is. I don't think Tucker Carlson has spoke on the prelim yet, which you know, he's a fence sitter as well. So he's gonna probably stay quiet because he loves everyone involved. So we probably won't get much out of him. Let's see. Okay, now what is this? Megyn says it's a nail in the coffin. It's so clear that he's guilty. Really? Speaking of, okay, let's see what Megyn Kelly had to say really quick before I move on to Blake Neff. Let's see.
Video was played, which I thought was very helpful because you could see him. He was in a suit. He was dressed as a man, even though the defense keeps calling him Luna. He said he's only Luna for some people, but he was wearing a video. He was wearing a suit in the video. He had long hair. He was chewing gum. Here's a picture of him, which they then asked him to spit out, which he did. And to think of Tyler Robinson sitting in that courtroom, Dave Ehrenberg, watching his roommate, former lover, whom he will never see again in all likelihood in person, or at least never be able to touch, give it all up. Talk about the text messages, the letter that was found under the keyboard, the conversation the day after, an extraordinary conversation the day after. I can only imagine what the dynamic was inside that courtroom. Your reaction to what we just heard?
Megyn, I thought that Twiggs came across as credible. It sounds like he had no part in this, and he generally was shocked that Tyler.
He burned the note. What are you talking about? He had no part of this.
Robinson did this, and these messages are really damning. I know there are a lot of people on the internet that want to believe what they want to believe. There's nothing that could prove.
I don't even want to listen to this guy talk.
And I don't think we've heard it yet, but your experience saying
gamers, these young gamers. Some of us would conjure up in our heads like the gamers, these young gamers. Like these are two gay men, at least one of whom, maybe both, are a furry. One of whom may or may not be trans. I don't think we can be assuming how they talk. I think we need to be reading the text messages to glean how they talk.
Megyn, that's such a good point. I was on our show, MK True Crime, and I was debating with Lauren Conlon about the language used. And she said, it does sound weird and unusual, and I don't see it. I can't relate to it. And I said, yeah, you're not a furry, right? I mean,
right.
We're talking about a whole different universe of people here. And so we're supposed to be like, well, they don't comply with our current standards of decency and language. Come on. The whole thing is weird.
Yeah.
Those are the dumbest. Whatever, bro.
I don't know a lot of 20-year-old guys who are doing that mwah, mwah to each other. Like that's okay. We're in a different territory here already on the preceding text, which came days before. So if this is like all some FBI plot to come up with a text message, boy, they did a good job. They went back days. They made the super gay exchanges between the two of them to set up phrases like "my love." I don't, whatever.
Right.
But Mark Eiglar's listening to that whole thing was pretty extraordinary. But the Lance Twigg testimonial and the evidence that came in right after. From that agent who we listened to. That was Lauren Hunt, the deputy DA, doing the cross-examination. And sorry, say that again, Steve? Oh, Agent Davis. Oh yeah, it was Agent Brian Davis with Utah State.
It doesn't matter. This is nail in the for no reason at all, risking their in prison offer. It's Kirk.
A probable cause perspective. This preliminary hearing is over with a report that he had. There were more people answer all those.
Really, they've been listening to the alternate theories, I'll say, because they spent time asking him about the Discord confession, where the last thing he did before he put himself into custody with that sheriff's deputy friend was to go on Discord and confess again.
Yeah.
And one of the theories out there has been that was clearly a lie because he was in custody at the time that message on Discord was posted at 7:57 p.m. on 9/11, the day after the shooting. And you saw, I don't know whether the photo of the message that was left under the keyboard and or the text messages were turned over by Lance Twiggs or found by Celebrite. I to this moment don't know that. And let's not forget, Dave, one of the interesting things is he did not call law enforcement. Lance Twiggs did not call the cops. Didn't call him on 9/10, didn't call him on 9/11 when he got that message from Tyler. He didn't call him when he saw Tyler walking around the house and read double down on the confession. They had to go to him after Tyler turned himself in. So I don't know. I mean, in another world, you could see the DA, someone like yourself, and the cops finding a way to slap charges on this guy, no?
Yeah, especially because Twiggs' DNA was found on the screwdriver and on the towel recovered with the rifle. They lived together, so you could have an innocent explanation. But if you wanted to say that Twiggs was an accessory, he didn't report it. You could try. The thing is that it's got to be more than knowing about it and not saying. There's no good.
Oh, this guy, man.
Debt.
All right, bro. Whatever, Megan. In other news, let me show a couple of quick things about Blake Neff. I know we coming up on time because we always got to get to the comments around 12:30. Blake Neff was in a space the other night, and I'm so mad because the person that hosted the space invited me to it, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it until the next day. So I'm mad 'cause I wish I was able to join in on that. But Blake Neff was in a space the other night, and he did a live Q&A for some odd reason. Completely volunteered to do that, completely optional. He chose to hop into space the other night and do a live Q&A with random people, and it was crazy. But he snitched on himself quite a bit. And we all saw that coming. That's why they avoid doing live discussions and live debates, because these people are terrible at answering things in live time. But listen to what one particular clip that Blake said. Where is it? Right here.
Or he was reporting live. So when did but then he wasn't able to come. But when did Andrew fly down from Phoenix?
He flew down that day. He flew down that day, or flew up, I should say.
From where?
From Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Or for wherever he flew in from. I don't want to say from Phoenix.
He said he flew in from Phoenix. Let me let y'all listen to it again. It came pretty quick.
Or he was reporting live. So when did but then he wasn't able to come. But when did Andrew fly down from Phoenix?
He flew down that day. He flew down that day, or flew up, I should say.
From where?
From Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Or for wherever he flew in from. I don't want to say from Phoenix.
And as you can see, he tried to walk it back. And he says he should not have said Phoenix. He didn't want to say Phoenix. Now, throughout this entire night, he was playing dumb, playing oblivious. He was really rage baiting them folks a lot, because most tough questions, he would just be like, I don't know. Why does it matter? I don't know. I don't know where I went after I got off the plane in Utah. I don't know. He was doing that, and it was pissing him off. But with this particular question, he answered fast. He said he flew up from Phoenix. And she asked him again, where from? From Phoenix. And that's when he tried to walk it back, because he probably should not have said that. And he definitely should not have said that. Now, what does that mean, though? Because I immediately, when he said that, oh my gosh, I just started laughing, because I was like, bro, these people continue to just snitch on themselves. Let me pull up. I should still have it somewhere. Let me pull up TPUSA's flights from that day. All right, let's revisit this. This is from, obviously, Barron's podcast. You can see his logo and stuff like this. Let's revisit this really quick. And I might have to pull it up over here so I can use my mouse. Yeah. Let me share it another way so I can use my mouse. All right. Blake Neff says that Andrew Covett flew up from Phoenix. He's pretty confident about that, and we're gonna go with it because Blake Neff said it, not anybody else. Well, other people we've all been speculating for the longest, but Blake Neff pretty much confirms it. So here are the flights from September 10th. And Blake Neff said that Andrew Covett flew in from Phoenix. That was not supposed to happen at all because Andrew Covett claims that he flew in on this flight right here with his wife. Santa Barbara, California to Provo. That's kind of like set in stone that he was supposed to be on this flight with his wife going to Utah from home, Santa Barbara, all the way to Provo. Straight shot. But Blake Neff said that he flew in from Phoenix. So let's look at the Phoenix flights. We got Scottsdale, right? That's Phoenix. Phoenix to Salt Lake City. This is Charlie's flight. We have this flight, Phoenix to Provo, Utah, early in the morning. We still don't know who was on this plane, but the day that Barron presented that this could potentially be Erica, I also, like a couple of people from TPUSA, affiliates and associates and all of that, whatever word you want to call, outside of employee, because they were not employees. These people told me that everybody around thought Erica was there. Even the people that sent out text messages letting people know what happened to Charlie, those people thought Erica was there. And the people that reached out to me said that she had flight plans to be in Utah that day before everything went down. So I'm still, I know Candace has said that Erica was in the little small building at the airport, which is still problematic. But I still think of this idea. I'm not letting this go. Her potentially being in Utah already before Charlie, is eliminated. However, this could also be Andrew Covett. We don't know. But, he had a show that morning. He got on a flight. We don't know what flight, but whatever. That's besides the point. Let's look at the most likely situation, though. Him being on a plane from Phoenix to Provo would the only option that makes the most sense is this option right here, where the plane goes to Santa Barbara and he gets on this plane right here that's ending in TW that takes off from Santa Barbara to go to Phoenix at 12:37 p.m. That's very problematic because, as you can see, that's only 14 minutes past the Big Bang with Charlie, which would then mean that he was already on the tarmac probably at 12:23. He was already at the airport within the hour. He had foreknowledge, right? If we want to just be completely simple, he had foreknowledge to be at the airport already, about to be in the air after Charlie, after the Big Bang. Now, he lands in Scottsdale. Does this thing have a little drawer? No? All right, that's fine. He lands in Scottsdale at 1:44 p.m. If Erica, right, we're going to go with the theory that Candace is correct and Erica was already at the airport in that little private building. If Erica is already at the airport, then he gets off this plane in Santa Barbara. He lands in Phoenix, and this is where the tarmac hug happens, not in Provo. It happens here. And then Andrew then gets on the flight with Erica down here, right? Because this is Charlie's plane. See up here, 2DZ, N102DZ. It is back down here. This is the plane that Erica's claiming she was on, right? So we're just going to take this one. So this is Charlie's plane. Andrew lands in Scottsdale, gives Erica the tarmac hug. My fault, right here. Gives Erica the tarmac hug. And then they both get on a flight from Phoenix, like Blake Neff said, to Utah. And that is the only way the tarmac hug happens. It doesn't happen any other way because we already talked about this for months. Now, if Andrew Covett landed down here with his wife, where is it at? Right here. If Andrew Covett landed down here with his wife, then that means Erica was at the airport for over an hour waiting on Andrew Covett. And that just doesn't make any sense. Also, Frank Turek said that Erica was at the airport, at the hospital by 4 p.m. This plane doesn't even land till like 5. So that doesn't make any sense at all for that theory to be correct. However, because of Blake Neff being such a great help, the only thing that makes sense is Andrew Covett having foreknowledge to what happened to Charlie Kirk. And he was already getting on a plane on the runway when the Big Bang happened. He was already scheduled. This plane was already scheduled to go to Scottsdale, to go to Phoenix. And he was already in the air when everything was going on. He lands in Phoenix. And then Charlie's plane is right here. We got transponders turning on. Charlie's plane is right here. This Erica flight leaves from Phoenix to Provo. Her and Andrew go together, and the tarmac hug happens in Phoenix. And Andrew Covett had foreknowledge. I'm honestly done with doing the whole allegedly thing. I think that they're the ones snitching on themselves. They're the ones snitching on themselves. So I don't think I need to say allegedly. That's what I think happened. Due to Blake Neff. So thank you, Blake Neff. Also, the last thing I want to say is that Blake Neff, he also said that he it's hard to find it in the space. He has an idea of who Tyler Robinson talked to when he arrived at the UVU campus. And I want to bring up Barron real quick because I believe Barron had a chapter on this. So I'm sure he has audio with it as well. Let me see. Yeah. Let's see if Barron had.
Sneff, Blake Sneff Speed from TPU. Well, apparently not from TPU. From the Charlie Kirk.
Let me see right here.
And I was somewhere. I actually have no idea where they parked it.
Did you?
That I did not know that Charlie was going to.
Did you go straight to the youth?
Let them finish that talk.
Let's see.
Available. You don't have anything to into Utah. You about mental was accurate
in the case, right? Of the Utah SBI, right? He was giving the timeline of events. And during that timeline of events, the officer said that Tyler Robinson in his shorts, the first time he went there around 10 a.m. in the morning, he climbed through the stairwell wearing his shorts. He didn't have the pants and the limp and all of that. And after he left the parking lot structure, he met with, and this is his words, okay? Met with TPUSA representatives. Do you know who they are? Tyler Robinson on September the 10th?
And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you because you guys would just harass that person. And I know that person didn't do anything.
Oh,
I know that person didn't do anything.
Yep. And so Blake Neff snitches on himself again by saying, I know who the person is that Tyler Robinson talked to, which they conveniently never told us this whole time, that Tyler Robinson stopped at the table. Even if nobody's accusing him of anything. It's just the fact of bringing it up to say, wow, Charlie's alleged assassin stopped at our table and talked to us before he pulled off that. Right? That would feed more into their narrative of how evil Tyler Robinson is. But why did they choose to not share that with us? And then Blake Neff goes on to say, I know who that person is. I'm not going to tell you because y'all are going to harass them. And I know they didn't do anything. Well, nobody's assuming they did anything. We're just trying to figure out who it was, because that is a crazy thing to leave out. But once again, when Blake Neff starts talking, when anybody at TPUSA starts talking, they always talk too much. That's why they don't do live debates and all that. They can't. They have to have everything scripted. And I thought that was interesting because obviously we found out for the first time that Tyler Robinson stopped at a TPUSA at the TPUSA tent, or at least talked to TPUSA representatives. We had no idea that happened. And Blake Neff is saying, "Oh yeah, I've been knew that." Wow. Okay. So we got Ben Shapiro coming out, snitching on himself about the security team calling his security team. We got Blake Neff, completely optional, by the way. Maybe he discovered his free will. He decided to go into X Space and do a live Q&A and completely start snitching on everybody, including himself. You got Frank Turek doubling down on the CPR thing. He ain't making sense when he's trying to debunk and settle the whole CPR conversation and trying to save that. Then you got this preliminary trial where it's not mountains of evidence like they've been saying this entire time. So we are in a very weird spot in society. We are. I don't know. I try to just find some humor, or provide the humor out of all of this. Sometimes when you laugh, it just temporarily blocks the feelings that you actually have over the situation. Because it's sad. It really is, but I don't know. It's crazy. But I'm glad that we all see through it. I'm glad that none of us are going for it. We're not going for the original narrative. We're not going for the manipulation, the weaponization. We're not going for any of those things. So all we can do is just, I guess, keep doing what we're doing, because clearly it's working. Everybody crashing out. Everybody snitching on themselves. Everybody's backpedaling. We got Erica and her representative team going up there demanding for more evidence and completely contradicting the part of her saying multiple times that she has seen it all. We got them going up there doing that. So I think we're sitting pretty good right now. If they're banking the case on what we've learned in the last 4 days, Tyler Robinson might still be found guilty, but the whole world's going to know that was not enough to sentence a man to death or anything like that. So it's absolutely crazy. But make sure you guys hit the like button again before we get to some of these comments. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. We are on the road to 25K, and I appreciate all the support along the way. I got to start getting in a little rhythm of doing all of these other external things as well. And it's cool. That means we're growing. So again, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support Little Yapper number 2, that is coming in the next couple of days / weeks, you can always go to buymeacoffee.com. You can see everything right here. The username Jay the Yapper 1, similar to TikTok and similar to X. You can also find me on X and TikTok as well, with that same username, Jay the Yapper 1. So if you want to support Lil Yapper number 2, that's coming in a couple of weeks, you can go there, buymeacoffee.com, Jay the Yapper 1. And also, if you go to the link in the YouTube bio, you will see the registry. Again, it's no pressure at all. If you're looking to support, that'd be great. If you support in many other ways, I greatly appreciate that too. It's no worries whatsoever. I definitely appreciate it. Let's see what the likes are at, so that way we can hit a little goal as we going through these comments. And let's get to the Yap community, man, because it has been a crazy day. I feel like there's still probably a couple of things I still have bookmarked, but I'm like, man, bro, We'll probably go live tomorrow too, because it's hard to be missing so many days. I only missed one day, but it feel like a lot. All right, we got 64 likes. We got 123 on TikTok, family, and we got 68. Excuse me. In the YouTube family. So out of the 180, 190-ish, I think we can get to like, look, I'm being generous. We can get to like 80. We can get to 80. Come on. 200 people watching, 200 people in the Yap community watching. We can get to 80 likes. I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. All right, let me get to the comments to see what we've been yapping about. Blake Neff might be the ball guy driving the car on the Nest camera. I'll tell you, that's gonna be, another thing again that they try to use for some, point of Tyler Robinson's guilt when that fell through too. The homeowner said, I saw a ball guy driving with 3 other people in the car. Blake Neff. I was in that space and Blake made a bunch of slip ups. Yeah, he did. He was tweaking. Andrew's IG post. Let me check it out. Let's see. Let's see. Andrew Kovitz. Oh, all right. Can I zoom in on this? All right, let's see what Andrew Kovitz talking about. Oh, my TikTok family, my iPad died. Let me see if I can save it. Yeah, I can save it. Thank you to technology. All right, there you go. My fault. Phone died. My iPad died. My bad. All right. I got Andrew Kovitz Instagram up. Y'all told me Kiera says to check it out. So let's see. Where we at? Share screen.
You know why I know this, Cam? Because his different legs bend in the video.
They're doing what they've always done. They're making stuff up. they take up from the trial and they take it out of context and they try to spin it a certain way.
I had the team pull just some random DNA conspiracy tweet. This one's from Diligent Dennison. Only 5% Tyler Robinson and no one on one to Twiggs 95%, and the other was 11% Tyler Robinson and 89% Lance Twiggs DNA. Is Twiggs the real assassin?
You stated, I believe, that the minor contributor was less than 20%, and that it was actually 5%. The ratio was 5% to 95%.
For one of the samples, yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
Does that mean the 5% was from Twiggs and the 95%, that 95% is assumed from the defendant, the Robinson?
When I calculate the statistic, Twiggs' DNA profile aligned with the 5% contributor, and Mr. Robinson's DNA profile aligned better with the 95% contributor.
It's just ridiculous. They desperately want Tyler Robinson not to be the person. What's the evidence that's not Tyler Robinson? There is none.
I think he's a total patsy. And I feel confident stating that Tyler Robinson
I'm muted. I'm tripping. Andrew Covet, they typically do that, man. They typically take the craziest. I wouldn't even say craziest. They just take things that are proven that it was just a mistake or somebody was wrong, and it's just like, oh, look, conspiracy theory debunked. It's diabolical. Was that even it? Yeah. Oh, there's more.
You can see the URL there at the top. This is some press release about this event. And here on the screen, you see these, looks like.
I'm gonna have to go watch the rest of Andrew Covet's Instagram because I can't even fast forward or anything to see what the video gonna be about. Yeah, I mean, that's typical though. That's them Fed sloppers. Because I mean, yeah, sure, people make mistakes all the time. Somebody might have misheard the towel and the screwdriver thing, and it's not really that big of a deal. I think the biggest issue that they aren't realizing is that Lance Twiggs' DNA is on both. According to their logic, that should make Lance Twiggs, that should implicate Lance Twiggs into the crime, because they used to use the talking point of, well, you know that he fired the gun and that he did it because his DNA is on the gun, Tyler Robinson. Okay, cool. So Lance Twiggs' DNA is on the towel and on the screwdriver. So he should go to jail for being what? Accessory to murder or being an accomplice, whatever you want to call it. But they're going to not apply logic to that situation. Of course they won't. Hey, I'm from Canada. Just curious, how much will it cost for you to have a baby? That is a great question. In Georgia, that was when my first son was born. He cost $7,000. $7,000 with insurance. So for all the folks that, you know, I'm not saying Luigi, I'm not condoning that type of behavior, but I can't say I don't understand the frustration with the healthcare system in America. Because what? Yeah, it was $7,000 for my first son. So I don't know. We're in North Carolina now, so we shall see what children, how much children cost, how much it costs to have a child. It's crazy, ain't it? It's just, I don't know. It's just America too. There's other countries that are rough, but America is one of them, because, you know, it's a different type of life when you have to decide between having money or living. For example, you hurt yourself very bad. You really should probably think about calling an ambulance. Like you should probably hesitate and debate if you want to call an ambulance or not, because that ambulance gonna cost you. When you get to the hospital, you probably gonna have to sit there and debate if you really, really want surgery, if you really, really want some doctors working on you, because they might fix you, but your pockets is never gonna recover. So you might as well went the rest of your life with no leg, and just because it's you might as well. I mean, it's just gonna be tough to recover from it. It's crazy how it works. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just bizarre. That was one thing in the adult life that I was just like, why is everything an arm and a freaking leg to pay for? Everything, like as an adult, it is like so normal to just like spend couple $100 every other day. And it's just sometimes every day, but it's most, like, I would say average, probably like every other day is a couple $100 in total that just go. It's crazy. But yeah, Georgia was 7,000, North Carolina. I don't know yet. I can't remember. I saw a Frank Turek video today, and I would like to nominate him on Donkey of the Day. We will get back to Donkey of the Day whenever this prelim is over. I don't know if it was today or if it's tomorrow. I'm not sure, but whenever this prelim is over, we will get back to Donkey today. I know that the prelim is very, very long and there's a lot of content, so I tried my best to just get straight to it. But I did not forget about that Frank Turek video, so he will be returning to Donkey of the Day and making another appearance soon. I have met Megan, and she is very nice. I think she's genuinely conflicted, but I haven't watched much of her coverage this week. I mean, she might be conflicted, but yeah, she's definitely a fence sitter, though. She might be conflicted. She don't want to lose fans over here. She don't want to lose fans over there. She try to make everybody happy. So, yeah, I mean, I believe it. Or maybe she's controlled opposition and she's not conflicted at all and she's paid to do that. Who knows? I heard someone say he looks like creepy pasta. Bro, what? Why is he testifying virtually? We don't know. We don't know. But I think he's going to have to come into the courtroom for the trial. So not sure why he's granted this VIP access where he doesn't have to show up to court, but all these other people do. I don't know. But I think he's a Fed anyway. So if he come in the courtroom and people see, everybody saw that in person, I think everybody might collectively be like, I think we got the wrong guy. I think he might have did it. So I think they got to protect his image as long as possible because what we just saw on the screen today, I'm good. But that looked like The Grudge, the movie. Let's see. For real. Zach was on with Brandy and Teresa. I gotta watch that. Man, it's so much stuff to watch. It's crazy things, man. It's so many people providing content and perspectives. It's hard to keep up with. Play that X Base, please. I need to because it was so much. It was like 2 to 3 hours, and there's no timestamps either. So we might have to revisit it another day for sure when the prelim is over because it's gonna take a little bit more time than what it took tonight. But I do want to because Blake Neff says so much stuff in there. The things that I shared though was the biggest things I would say. Also, they use Celebrite, a downloading software on Twiggs and Tyler Robinson's phones. This is a Philly intelligence software system. That is correct. I saw that too. Using a Philly's intelligence software system to essentially spy. Obviously for good purposes for this situation, but it just goes to show you what they can use at any time, any place, on anybody. Very strange. Something tells me Tyler may have been part of the plot, left his grandpop's gun somewhere close for the real sniper to pick it up, just like Tyler Robinson, and went the rest of the way to do the deed. I agree with you. I think that is a huge possibility. Coco Butler, thank you for supporting the channel. What's up, fam? I'm so behind today. Haven't watched anyone's coverage, so I don't really know what's going on or the topic, but I tagged you on X. Tyler Robinson and Twiggs sharing shoes, towels in not bedrooms. Really? I'm going to check it out. That is interesting. But I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you for tapping in, even though you had a busy day. So I greatly appreciate it. Tank the jury. Man, that's the only thing TBUSA has been doing since 9/10. Telling the whole world he's guilty. Telling the whole world, we got all the evidence when they have nothing. That's crazy. That is diabolical, actually. The sad part is that Candace was right. We were right, but I think Tyler's honestly willing to be a patsy. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying that. Tyler, I've definitely been saying that. Tyler is exactly where he wants to be. So I don't really want to help him get out of jail. I know some people are like, we need to help him and free him. And I don't want to do that because I think he's exactly where he wants to be. However, he didn't pull the trigger. So just go to jail for something else. Because every day that goes by, the actual person that pulled the trigger is walking free. What happens if it doesn't go to trial? He doesn't just get off. He has to plead guilty. No. If they don't have enough evidence, I think they have to. I don't want to be wrong on it, but I think they have to drop the charges if they don't have enough on them to take it to trial. Like, he would technically win. But I could be wrong. But I feel like that's what the prelim for. If you ain't got enough evidence to go to trial, then Ty Robinson's verdict is not guilty. But also, if he pleads guilty, then he won't go to trial and he'll just get sentenced. Let's see. Said refresh my coffee page. Okay. My first support just came in. Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, 2 coffees. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. I do appreciate y'all. He's uploading like crazy. Yeah, Andrew Kovac, even that one post where he's like, I got so many questions. You know, why this? Why that? And I'm like, no. Don't do that, bro. I don't know what guys, what's going on with you today. and why now all of a sudden you got so many questions for the narrative. Don't do that. Don't do that. Trying to cover for something, trying to backtrack. I don't know. I don't know what their intentions are, but TPUSA has been very, they have been very weird. Very weird lately. Let me see. Oh, okay. Coco Butler sent me something on X. Says to check it out. Let's see what's going on.
Someone who's worked in Photoshop. Okay. I don't normally do these green screen videos, but bear with me. I'm gonna try to explain what I meant by all of this. So the jagged appearance right here is kind of what I'm talking about. So, and I don't even really, to be honest with you, it was just something that I noticed as someone who's worked in Photoshop and as a photographer since 2012. These are the lighting sources. You start to consider all these different things, and in commercial spaces, it looks like they're at an airport. I've seen this before, but I don't know exactly the context of it or where they're at. So I would assume that there's obviously, you see some canned lights in the back, or recessed lighting, but it looks like they're more forward. So there's probably some, fluorescent lighting, track lighting, who knows? But either way, this is not consistent with like the jagged appearance of the border of Lance's shadow is not consistent with what he's wearing. And like you would just kind of, I don't know if I can move myself. The other two gentlemen, you can kind of see have very smooth, like the borders are very smooth on their shadows, which makes sense. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it makes sense for them. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to tap in a little bit more. Let me go ahead and favorite, bookmark, and tap in. Just wondering why there's so many anomalies with these photos from a photographer, editor perspective. This is an absolute hack job. Why does this shadow appear to be that of large feathered creature, and when nothing is wearing could? Let me see. Ooh, that's tough. Yeah. That's crazy. I'm gonna check out the rest as soon as I get off, because that is crazy. All right, let's see. Because what do you got? What's that say? Yeah, 6 minutes. Oh yeah, I gotta lock in. I'm gonna check out the rest when I get off. It cost you $412 in Texas for twins. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's a fact. Lance Twiggs should absolutely not be getting immunity. And I agree. I mean, the converse and all of that is crazy. But even oh my gosh, the amount of things Lance Twiggs has done, that's just like, how is this guy getting off? How is he not also in jail? I agree with you. I'm from Canada, but grew up in Florida, live in South Carolina now. How there is no health care here is actually wild. Yeah, it's crazy, but that's the world we live in. Or the country we live in. You got to choose here, health or a roof over your head. Pretty much. Can we just call the prosecution donkey of the day? Yeah, until it's over. Hey, I like that. I like that. We might got to start doing that for real, because that was a disaster. Disastrous 4 days for sure. Did you see how every Tennessee judge had rescued themselves from the Candace and Brian Harbaugh case? I seen a glimpse of it. Like I seen somebody repost it, but I haven't been able to check it out yet though. That's the one I was talking about too. Okay. It's a long one, but mainly the shoes. The only one with gray chucks is Lance, other than old boy on the stairs, unless he borrowed his shoes. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out because I'm definitely interested. You definitely got me hooked on that shadow. That is not the same shadow. That's what it's supposed to be, I guess. And I saw, I think there's another pair of Converse or something too that Lance and Tyler share. It's weird. It's weird. You own to something for sure. Because they just don't seem like real people, bro. Both of them. Never heard Tyler Robinson speak. I've never heard him talk. Today was the first time ever of hearing Lance Twiggs talk. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Zoom in on a single Converse on the stairs. Is that a GD clown shoe? And they don't have back cushion. I can't zoom in on the X. I got to take a screenshot and do that. So I can't zoom in on the X on my laptop. I can't on my phone. But oh man. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's see if we hit our goal. I think it was like 85. Okay. All right. I guess I'll forgive y'all, bro. 72. It's all good. But I appreciate y'all for listening in. I know we about 15 or so minutes over. So thank y'all for listening to the Daily Yap. Yappisode 41, I believe. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out as well. If you are watching this show tomorrow, because I cannot forget about my replay crew. I appreciate y'all for watching the replay or watching, I guess, for the first time on the replay. Make sure you guys don't forget to hit the like button as well. Make sure you hit the notification button, turn them on, so that way you can be notified the next time we go live. It is never on Wednesdays because it's cardio day, but it is up for grab for any other day of the week. Just turn your notifications on so you can be notified. Obviously, Lil Yapper number 2 is on the way in a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks. Don't know, but it is the month. And so just, be patient with me, because once that happens, obviously I have to figure out a lot of things as far as like routines and schedules to go back live and all that other stuff. Y'all know how that goes. So I will just continue to put that out there so that way we can stay ahead of it. That way, if I just happen to have a live schedule one night, and I know sometimes I fall asleep and I wake up like 20 minutes late. But if I happen to schedule a live one night and it just somehow stays there and I never come on ever, then I must be at the hospital. So, just definitely bear with me, and I definitely appreciate it. But I hope everybody has a great rest of their night. I hope everybody has a beautiful Friday that's coming up. And I will see y'all on the next one.